Hi guys, welcome to your first lesson on your first unit, and it is fractions. I know, you guys have done fractions since third grade and they are your favorite part of math, but we have to have it for review, we have to have it for the further knowledge we're going to use in our 7th grade standards, so we're going to recover the basis for this first couple lessons. So let's go ahead and get started. Please make sure you have your guided notes out. You're going to kind of fill in the blank and work through some problems on that paper. If you aren't sure where, your guided notes are back on your Canvas page. All right, you're probably like, Miss McHenry, why is there skeleton? Why is there science? Well, you guys know science and math go hand in hand, but when we're talking about a fraction, we're talking about a part of something, a part of a whole, and the skeleton system is just a part of what makes you a person. You've got still skin, muscles, nerves, all that kind of stuff. So when we talk about a fraction in anatomy, it's just a part of the whole body, all right? So just like fractions, it's a part of something that is whole. So let's go ahead and break down what is the anatomy of an actual fraction. So as a review, this 3 on top is our numerator, right? It's our top number, it's our pieces of the whole. Then we have our 4 on the bottom, which is our denominator. That is how many pieces there are in total. So for 3/4, maybe you're thinking of pizza. I always think of pizza because I could eat pizza all the time. But this numerator means that you maybe get 3 slices out of the 4 total pieces, all right? So our numerator is our piece to then our whole number down here. Right, and then our last part is this line, and it is our fraction bar that can also mean division. That's going to be really important when we start getting into turning fractions into decimals. Now let's go ahead and look at comparing fractions. So we're trying to figure out maybe which fraction's larger, which fraction's smaller. Now, these ones are friendly for us, and maybe you already know why, but let's go ahead and look at this first one. We have 2/3 and 1/3, and I'm hoping right away you notice they have a common denominator. They have a common bottom number of 3. Therefore, for us to compare, that's a little simple. We can just, we know that they're the same amount of pieces that in their whole. So this 2/3, we've got 2 out of 3, say maybe it's 2/3 of a candy bar. All right, you're going to eat 2/3 of it, 2 pieces of the 3. And then this one, there's only 1/3 of the piece. So which one's larger? Ding, 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 2/3. We get more out of that one, mainly because, remember, they have a common denominator. That's going to be important. And then for our next one, we have 5/6 or 12/6. Once again, a same common denominator, which is extremely important for when comparing. They have to have a same common denominator in order for us to compare them correctly. All right, so this one we've get 5/6, say, of a piece of pie. Okay, you get 5 of the 6 total pieces. This one you get 12/6. That one gets a little confusing. You're like, Miss McHenry, this numerator is greater than denominator. Well, that means we have probably a whole number or a mixed number. But if I'm getting 12/6 pieces of a pie, I'm getting quite a bit. So right away, I know this one is larger. Now, I'm sure you knew I was going to throw in comparing fractions when there's not a common denominator. You can see those right away. So let's go ahead and look at our first one. We've got 2/3 and 4/5. Okay, not a common denominator. So I need to think of what is the common denominator. When we think of common denominator, that goes back to what multiples do they share in common. So our skip counting, we've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. And then for 5, we've got 5, 10, 15. Right away, their common number that they share, I know, is 15. All right, and if that's a review you might need, that's a refresher we will cover maybe in another video. So we both agreed that they have a common denominator of 15. Now, how did I get from 3 to 15? Well, I times that by 5. What I do to the bottom, I do to the top. So we took 3 times 5. We're going to take 2 times 5 and get 10/15. And then for our 4/5, we took 5 times 3 to get 15. What I do to the bottom, I do to the top. So we've got 4 times 3 to get 12/15. So now I can see, is 10/15 greater than 12/15? Nope. So our greater fraction is 4/5 and 12/15. Let's go ahead and look at the second one. 5/12 or 1/3. Well, not a common denominator, but we know 3 goes into 12. So let's go ahead and make that our denominator. All right, we can easily do that. Now we didn't do anything to this one, so this stays 5/12. Now what did I times 3 by? I times it by 4. I'm going to take 1, times 4 to get 4. Now I can easily see which one's greater, and 5/12 or 4/12, 5/12, which is greater than a third. All right, and then our last one, 4/10 or 2/5. We probably know our common denominator is 10. We know 5 can go to 10, so this one doesn't change at all. We take 5 times 2 to get 10, so we're going to take 2 times 2 to get 4. Oh, guess what? They're the same, so there's no greater one. They are the same. Now to answer our fill in blank below, what do fractions need to have to be able to compare them? They have to have a common denominator. Make sure you are filling that out in your notes. Now remember, with any of these videos, you guys can stop and pause them at any time you need to. Go back and take any notes that you maybe forgot or add some notes to that, but that is lesson 1. You're now going to head to your assignment for lesson 1. That assignment is located on Canvas.